Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is a series of short videos where we sit and talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotment. Join me here today on what's been quite a sort of muggy, humid, quite grey, overcast sort of mid-August afternoon. Got on with plenty of jobs and harvested a few things, but you know, could have done with a bit more sun, to be honest, to make it a bit more pleasant. But as I said, I've harvested a few things, dug up some more potatoes there, so yeah, quite pleased with those. Heritage variety of this red potato. Unfortunately, I've lost the tag, so I couldn't tell you what exactly the sort of type of heritage potato it is, but never mind. Also some more of these damsons from the tree just over by the shed there. So yeah, we've had absolutely tons off there, and yeah, just sort of coming to an end now. Quite a short, sharp season for those, literally a couple of weeks, and then they're all gone. And last but by no means least, pulled some more of these brambles off the hedgerow, just that kind of splits us between us and the neighbouring plot. So yeah, absolutely lovely. I'm just going to try one actually. They've all been so sweet and juicy, you know, that lovely sort of bramble hedgerow flavour. But you know, while that is all very interesting, I'm sure you'll agree, I am here to talk about whiskey and not taste blackberries for you. I'm sure no one tuned in to watch that, but I am here. Oh, a little propeller plane going over there. I don't see many of those flying directly over. So we're actually on the path, the main path to Heathrow Airport here, so kind of the planes tend to fly down sort of over North London here, turn and then go along the river and down to Heathrow, but you don't see many little propeller planes like that, so yeah, I wonder what they're up to. But anyway, I digress. I am here to talk about whiskey and not taste blackberries. What's today's allotment drama, here you ask? Well, it's the Spey Chairman's Choice. So not one that's very familiar with the Spey single malt brand from, unsurprisingly, Speyside in Scotland, and it's actually owned by the Speyside Distillers Company, which is part of they were actually taken over by a company called Harvey's of Edinburgh in 2012, and yeah, it's a very small operation. It's about 500,000 litres a year, something like that. Yeah, so on the smaller side for Scotland. And you know, lovely place by the looks of it. I've never been, but you know, really want to, because it's, you know, it's quite small, stone built building, you know, really quiet and remote location, and just near sort of Kingussie and Aviemore, so right on that sort of southwestern tip of Speyside. It was quite recent as well, you know, built in the late 80s. Production started in 1990 and had sort of quite, probably like a, you know, what I would class as a real cult following, you know, quite modest sort of range until Harvey's of Edinburgh took over, and then it had a sort of total revamp in 2015 and sort of renamed, rather than Speyside, which is the name of the distillery, was named as Spey, and you know, come in these quite handsome, sort of tall, elegant bottles, which from my time in the shop, you know, I used to work in a whiskey retailer, and from my time in the shop, you know, when these arrived, we had a problem because they didn't quite fit on the shelves, because they're quite tall, so they didn't fit on the shelves. But anyway, yeah, very elegant, lovely bottle, we think. But as I said, we don't really know much about it, so I mean, what can I tell you about this? You know, it's part of your relatively small core range. It's been starting to win quite a lot of awards as well. And the Chairman's Choice, what does that name refer to? Well, it refers to two former chairmen, actually, John and Robert Harvey, of Harvey's of Edinburgh. They actually set up the company in 1770, and they had this tradition of selecting their best casks to share with their family over the Christmas sort of holidays. So this is like a little sort of hat tip to that by obviously the new ownership of which they were the founders. So that's why it's called a chairman's choice, and what you have here is it's a multi-vintage marriage of different ages. So you've got some older whiskey in here, you've got some younger whiskies, each playing their own sort of part in the final product, and a mix of American and European oak, bourbon and sherry casks, and coming in around £60 most places, and also bottled at 40%. So yeah, probably that's quite enough chat. As I said, not very familiar, not really tried anything from the Spey range, from the Speyside distillery. Tried a couple of those older releases, and it wasn't maybe overly impressed, but that was a long time ago, at least 10 years I would say, literally just after I'd started blogging and writing about whiskey. So very interested, very pleased to have kind of got ourselves this bottle. So let me just grab the glass. Here we are. We'll just pour one. Lovely, well, you can see from the bottle this lovely sort of golden yellow colour, quite vibrant. Look at that, lovely vibrant colour. And let's have a smell. Yeah, it's got lovely, it's like green apple and pear, quite crisp, almost like when it just before it's ripe, sort of green pears. Quite a lot of maltiness in there. It's like a biscuity sort of bready quality. There's some like fudge and toffee, vanilla as well, and then there's a bit of, just detecting a bit of something like apricot or peach. But let's have a taste. It's very creamy. It's got a lovely soft, creamy, almost custardy quality to it. It's vanilla, like a vanilla custard. You're very soft and smooth, and yeah, a bit of honey. There's quite a lot of vanilla going on there. There's also these green apple and pear, very crisp. It's like the skins of that. Yeah, and then you've got this, it's coming through now as this sort of biscuity, cereal, sort of bready sort of notes that we got on the nose actually. It's quite robust actually, but let's have another taste. It's got a lovely mouthfeel actually. It's this creaminess, softness. It's very pleasant indeed. But then got this lovely set of flavours coming through. There's now a little pinch of like oaks spice or baking spice. So I'm thinking like, freshly sort of sawn oak, like sawdust from that. It's just coming through, adding a bit of grip, and then there's a bit of like cinnamon and some other spices like that as well. And then this sort of apricot peach, so right in the background there. Yeah, lovely, delicious. Makes me now want to sort of go and search out some of the other range. They do, I say, quite a compact range, but it's a small distillery, so if you want to try something different from Speyside that's not from one of the big boys, then this would be a lovely sort of bet. We do like to support these small guys. So yeah, I think that's probably about it from myself and the Spey chairman's choice. We will bid you farewell, get on with one or two other things, and we'll say thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again very soon. Cheers now. Bye bye.